Greetings and welcome to ValoU. I'm Zalatrith and I'll be your instructor for today. Today's class is Agents 101, Choosing Your Agent. The first thing you should think about is, when you sit down to play Valorant, what is your primary motivation? Are you mainly trying to just relax and have fun? Are you playing to increase your displayed rank? Are you playing to get better and improve? All of these are perfectly valid motivations, so let's go over them one by one and see which criteria you should be thinking about, depending on your various motivations. If you're playing to relax and have fun, then here's a few criteria to think about. First, which playstyle do you find the most natural or appealing? If you want to be the center of attention, charge in, and have the flashiest highlights, then you can take a look at playing a duelist character. If you want to focus on teamwork and coordinating with your team, supporting and enabling others and keeping them safe, then you can check out initiators. If you like to think strategically about the game, predicting enemy locations, outthinking and outmaneuvering the enemy, then controllers may be your thing. And if locking down areas and giving your teammates peace of mind to focus on what they're doing sounds appealing, then Sentinels are worth a try. Second, do you like how a particular character looks and feels? Aesthetics and enjoying your character are very important if you're going to be playing a character for an extended amount of time. This is something you'll have to decide on your own. I can't help you here. Third, if you think you're going to get bored by playing the same agent over and over, then feel free to swap around. Next up, if your main motivation is to reach the highest rank you can with your current level of skill, then here's a few things to think about. First, the game is going to go through phases where some agents are stronger and some agents are weaker. You can see which agents have the highest win rates in the current meta and focus on those. Second, you can take a look at what your personal skills are and play roles that emphasize your strengths while minimizing your weaknesses. If you have confidence, strong mechanics, and reflexes, but maybe not a good head for strategy, then Duelist might suit you. If you're good at coordinating with others, matching their tempo, then Initiator is a good pick. If you're good at high-level strategy and predicting enemy movements, then Controller might be a decent choice. If you're patient and level-headed but have less confidence, then Sentinel might be a good match. Third, if none of the above matters to you much, then it might be worth learning Controller since it's the most necessary role, but at least at the time of recording, it's probably the least popular one. While lacking this role isn't an instant loss, it definitely hurts your chances to not have a controller on the team. Fourth, it's important to note that one-tricking an agent until their abilities are instinctual is one of the best ways to climb quickly. Being very flexible and filling roles your team needs doesn't actually help the team unless you're lacking a controller. Most players don't actually know how to play their roles to their potential until the very high ranks anyway, so you're almost always better off playing the agent that you're best at, rather than playing an agent that you're worse on that fills a role gap that both you and your team might not know how to use properly anyway. And finally, things to think about if your primary motivation is to simply improve and get better. What skills do you want to work on? There are many skills to work on that don't involve agents or utility at all, and playing a new or less comfortable agent will make it harder to focus on targeting specific skills to improve. In this case, then you should just play an agent that you're comfortable on until you can play it instinctively. If you want to work on a skill that is easier to practice in a specific role, then you can pick one agent in that role and play to practice it. For instance, if you feel like you lack confidence and aren't good at entering, it might be a good idea to pick a duelist to give yourself more opportunities to practice it. Second, you want to keep agent difficulty in mind, since a more difficult agent will take longer to master. For instance, a common mistake new players make is to play Sova or Viper, who are some of the more difficult agents in the game, and spend most of their time learning how to play the agent and use their util, rather than improving at gunplay and movement mechanics, which are at least 10 times more important than just learning post-plant lineups. Some good agents for newer players are Reyna for Duelist, Fade for Initiator, Brimstone for Controller, and Killjoy or Sage for Sentinel. These agents tend to have utility that are easier to use before or after fights, and have less utility that trick newer players to put away their guns during combat or hurt themselves or their teammates. Much of their utility also clearly signals intention to the team, making it easier for less practiced teams to play together. In summary, think about whether you're playing to have fun, reach the highest rank you can at your current skill, or improve to your highest potential. If you're playing for fun, think about agent aesthetics, playstyle, and keeping it fresh to not get bored. If you're playing to reach your highest rank, look at what's strong in the meta, suits your specific skills, possibly learning controller since it's so crucial to teams, and focus on one-tricking an agent. And if your main motivation is to improve, then pick an agent that will let you focus on practicing the specific skills you want to practice, and keep in mind that choosing simpler agents will make it easier to practice while not having to worry about your abilities. That's all for today's lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the lecturer or the TAs in the comments below. Thanks for attending, and we hope you enjoy your stay here at ValoU.